All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and also to their elders, the men that taught them. I pray the Lord have peace, blessings, and mercy upon the households of the hopeful elect. This is the brother Shemawan from the Great Millstone Houston Church, and I want to come with a lesson. Man, last night, trying to upload a lesson, was having a few problems with it, just uploading it. Then whenever it finally does upload, there's no sound to it, and just trying to do it again. The more I'm trying to do it, the more my voice is going out. But the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for allowing my voice to sound a little better this morning. Last night my voice was completely through. It was like, even if the lesson would have uploaded, I probably would have been hard to hear. So it just shows you, hey, the Lord has everything, working out perfectly. So even whenever things don't go your way, the Lord still got it under control. But I just wanted to go into focusing on, hating this life, but getting the, putting the correct mindset towards it, rather than, having that attitude like, man, I don't give a damn, just F it, right? But more so, like, how do you show that you hate this life? Not by just saying it and having an attitude all day, or, things like that. We ultimately show that we hate this life by entertaining the life to come, which Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai promised us. So I want to get into it, and I pray this lesson be edifying to the Lord's elect. I'm going to read Revelation 12 and 11, because this is where, the initial point from the lesson came from. Revelation chapter 12 and 11, it says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony." And it's talking about, if you read up, it talks about the accuser, right? The accuser of their brethren, speaking about Esau. And if you jump up to verse 7, it goes into how Esau is going to get taken out of the way whenever Yahweh Shai returns. There's going to be a war in heaven, and Esau, his military, is going to fail horribly. But the only way to overcome, our chief enemy is by Yahweh Shai and by the word of their testimony. If you look up that word testimony, I believe it goes into the word martyria in the blue letter, and it goes into the office committed unto the prophets concerning future events. So staying faithful to these prophecies, which don't change, right? Keeping the word of the Lord's patience without changing, without wavering from the doctrine. So it says, "And by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death." And that's the point I want to hit. And more so thinking, like, how is that going to be displayed on the earth? You got people who are going to overcome and get the victory and hate their life. But what does that look like? And I was just meditating, and it's like that's what the Lord has us seeking right now. It's evidence. It's evident who hates their life on this side. And just thinking about the world of Israel, look at these other camps, who are making filthy lucre's sake, just trying to bring the world into the truth. There's so many examples. But as far as, speaking on our behalf over here at Great Millstone and those that follow the correct doctrine, the way we show that we hate our life on this side, right? Real quick, let me go to the book of Colossians. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna start at the top. This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 1. If ye be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. So, speaking about spiritual things, where we store our treasures in, right, which it takes faith. It takes faith to have, right? So it says, set your affection on things above, not on things of the earth. Going into set your desires, the things you seek, the things you entertain, the things you want, which is not going to be on this earth. It's not going to be anything tangible, as if you really finna gain, something where it could truly be a benefit unto you on this side. The only benefit on this side is us having this truth. Don't the scriptures say we got this treasure in earthen vessels, roughly paraphrasing? So seek the things where our treasure lies, like it tells you. Where your treasure is, there your heart shall be also. And it goes back to having faith. These are things we don't see and get our hands on. It's more so the things to come, believing in what we have in store, man. And therefore, your actions are going to entertain that. It's going to show through your works. It's going to show through what you give your attention to. Verse 3, for ye are dead, and your life is hid with Hamashiach in the Most High. So why would you set your affections on things on this earth whenever it says we're dead to this? We're dead to this world, right? And your life is hid with Hamashiach in the Most High. So our life is on hold. Our life, what's the word? Our life is concealed with Yahweh Shah. So as far as actually thinking you're going to be able to live and enjoy your life on this side, it's not happening. It's not happening. Just like the mindset King Solomon had. He had everything. But yet it didn't do it. Because this ain't it right now on this side. This is not it. Verse 4, when Hamashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So we won't live a full life. We won't, that itch will never get scratched, so to speak, until we're with Yahweh Shah and we enter into that glory. So right now on this side is not it. And nothing on this side is compared to how it's gonna be. Real quick. This is John. Let me see. John chapter 12 and verse 25. It says, he that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto eternal life. Right? So losing out on this side and understanding that this is just temporary. This is a passing through. This is a part of our test. But focusing on the spiritual matters, the things that are beneficial and profitable unto us. It says, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. Right? The things that we're entertained, or the things that we're around, the entertainment, just the things that, we have to be involved in. There's no, there's no attachments as far as like, this is it. We're seeking, we're seeking that life with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, in righteousness, right? Not having our way, not having abundance, not having tangibles on this side while we're still in sinful flesh, when we can still die. We're still in captivity, still being subject to payments. No. And whenever we're ultimately, be able to live, we're no longer going to be in captivity. This is 1 John chapter 5 and 4. For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world. And first, just thinking about it, Now it tells us in 1 John, you know, the things that are of this world, the things that consist of this place. And real quick, 1 John chapter 2 and 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the eyes, so like the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. So just thinking about how it's setting your affections on things above. In Colossians, you'll be tapped into the spiritual things, right? It won't be attached to the fleshly desires and the lusts. You know, as far as the options we got right now, it's trash. But how the scriptures tell you, hey, where there is no vision, the people perish. Our vision is on these prophecies coming to pass, and that's where our mindset is. That's what we entertain. That's where our conversation is at. You know, how we conduct ourselves. And what does that look like? What does that look like? Hey, trying to offend less on a daily, examining ourselves daily, doing this work, entertaining Yahweh Shai, you know, just trying to stay locked in to the spiritual matters, because we can get tangled up in the things we got access to on this side, you know, and look at the results. The things on this side never bring you to life. The things on this side never bring you to life. You'll never do, you know, more than what it's supposed to do. That's attached. Our life is hidden in Hamashiach, like the scriptures told us. It says, verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. You know, and that's where our mind is set on immortality, not temporary BS that's gonna pass away. You know, just think about it. You losing your crown over some temporary BS. If it, you know, it felt good for 2 seconds, now it costs you your life. This is let me see. Let me go back to 1 John 5. And 1 John chapter 5 and 4. For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world. And it starts with having a quickened spirit. Just think how I said, if you're risen with Hamashiach, yeah, made alive or quickened through the spirit. No longer, how does it say, wandering outside of the way of understanding. We'll remain in the congregation of the dead. Now we actually do have the understanding, you know. It says, for whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world. This is a spiritual fight. It's a spiritual battle. Through the spirit, that's how we get the victory, not through the flesh. It says, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith, which is spiritual. You know, in order to truly live a certain type of way without, you know, getting a kickback like presently, that takes faith. To believe in something that the Lord promised to us, that's faith. You know, not doubting anything. It says, who is he that overcometh the world, but he that believeth that Yahweh Shai is the Son of the Most High. And that's where we stand. That's our foundation in this thing. If it wasn't for Yahweh Shai, it wouldn't be no victory. It wouldn't be overcoming nothing. But I wanted to go into that. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the Lord's elect. Hey, until the next time, Lord willing, I say shalom.